Hey everyone, welcome to this time's Grounding Finance. In this video, we will talk about what happened during the last week when the funding condition was extremely tight, and was there any news that affected bond market? So let's start. Let's see what happened during the last week, alright? Well, first 2 days were pretty boring, no official news, no data, full of noises and rumors. One related policy was that the PBOC announced the increase of macroprudential adjustment parameters for cross-border financing, releasing a signal to stabilize the renminbi exchange rate. But we both know that a central bank can maintain a stable position of currency exchange rate and stable funding condition at the same time. So the sentiment of bond investors was weakened by that strong attitude of the PBOC. Other rumors were that the regulatory authorities would investigate Treasury bond futures transactions and may consider taking duration parameters of non-bank agencies into regulation system, which further expanded the upward range of bond yields increasing. Thus, the total bond yields become more bear flat compared to the week before. The finance data came out last week. We can analyze it from 4 points of view. First, from the resident dimension, the household loans on short term decreased compared to the same period of last year. This may reflect the weak consumption demand from the most of people. No wonder, man, even the salary of finance guy was cut. So what group of people can get high disposable income to consume? I don't know. But the household loans on middle and long term stood at 300 billion yuan, which has been increasing since October. We related this to real estate data. From September to November, the floor space of commercial building sold kept increasing, so we can see that driven by the sustained release of policy effectiveness in the early stage, some people rebuilt their confidence about prosperity and the economy, and brought the housing market to warm gradually. Second is the enterprises dimension. We can see that loans to enterprises and public institutions on all terms decreased compared to the same time of last year. And as we mentioned last week, the PPI was 50.1% because this period of time was close to the Chinese New Year, so the manufacturing industry was turning to some sort of rest season. So we can say it's reasonable. And the net financing of corporate bonds was minus 20 billion yuan. This data was about minus 247 billion yuan in the same time of last year. So the reason of this increase was the over low basis number of last year. But if we look from the inside, the financing demand of enterprises department was still limited. Third, the government dimension. The net financing of government bonds was 1.76 trillion yuan, which was the maximum during this year. In December, local government issued a lot of refinancing special bonds to replace existing implicit debts, which caused the increase in government bonds. The government have a plan to issue 2 trillion refinancing special bonds to deal with the existing hiding debts. So the government bonds will be the biggest part of the aggregate financing to the real economy. First and the last dimension, the comprehensive analysis. From the structure of total credit data and the social financing data, insufficient of effective demand, which mainly consists of consumption, is the biggest problem of finance data. In order to handle this problem and looking forward, the moderately loose monetary policy and counter-cyclical regulation will be implemented to adjust and optimize policy effect at the right time. But the financing condition has become pretty tight since last Wednesday. The financing price for overnight come to 60% maximum during the day. Yeah, now we come to the funding condition part. I don't know the accurate reason about why funding condition was so fucked up this week, but I'm pretty sure there was something with PBOC. Maybe it want to keep the present level of renminbi exchange rate, maybe it want to restrict the hard money in the bond market, or maybe it want to decrease the risk in bond market, and maybe both of it. Anyway, a high cost of funding manifested, which damaged the interest income of all terms of bond. But few agency investors shrank their bond exposure during that time. They just bear with it for afraid of missing the cutting interest rates opportunity. So guys, this time's video is about what happened in last weekend and the phenomenon about extreme tight funding condition, which was the first time since I have been doing this job for almost 7 years. On the one hand, years of short-term bonds behaved worse than medium and long-term bonds as the price of financing was going high. On the other hand, bond investors were more prudent about what they are going to buy. They just choose to wait until the PBOC allows the hard money run like before. I have to say that under nowadays funding condition, the FICC business is going to become a FLCC business. Okay guys, if you like Grading Finance series video, if you want to know more interesting finance information about the Chinese bond market and the economy situation, please like, share and subscribe. I will always be here, share my understanding and experience, and waiting for you. So bye guys, until next time.